Today's hearing is entitled Examining the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program. Without objection, the chair is authorized to declare a recess of subcommittee at any time. Without objection, all members will have 5 legislative days within which to submit extraneous materials to the chair for inclusion in the record. And without objection, members of the full committee who are not members of this subcommittee may participate in today's hearing for the purposes of making an opening statement and questioning the witness. The chair now recognizes herself for 4 minutes for an opening statement. When a terrible disaster strikes, the federal government plays an important role when delivering much-needed emergency aid. Today's hearing is about a related point upon which we can all, I think, agree. It is critical to ensure that taxpayer money being spent on disaster relief is spent smartly, efficiently, and effectively. Every disaster relief dollar that is diverted to an inefficient or wasteful use is a dollar that is not going to help individuals in need, and that is wrong. The Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program is comprised of relief funds which are designated to allow communities to start the recovery process by helping those communities and neighborhoods with limited resources to rebuild critical infrastructure after a catastrophic event. Today's hearing will focus on whether the Department of Housing and Urban Development's administration of the CDBG DR program lives up to the ideals I mentioned a moment ago. It will also, I hope, initiate a constructive dialogue between Congress, HUD, and the HUD Office of Inspector General about how the CDBG DR program can be reformed to increase oversight, to increase accountability, and ensure disaster relief dollars go directly and expeditiously to those who need them the most. As we'll hear today from our witness, the acting HUD Inspector General, Helen Albert, the HUD OIG has routinely identified serious systemic problems with the CDBG Disaster Recovery Program. Money appropriated to this program often failed to reach those who need it most and instead was diverted to wasteful or inefficient uses. As a recent example, a 2017 OIG report on Hurricane Sandy revealed $450 million in questionable costs. The HUD OIG's important work has also documented instances of grantees who regularly failed to maintain proper documentation supporting the costs of performed work, as well as awarding duplicate or ineligible assistance. HUD OIG's work also demonstrates that these problems have occurred throughout the nation. Even in my own home state of Missouri, they've seen misuse of some of these funds. The OIG's work also reveals another troubling trend. $11.5 billion of CDBG DR funds appropriated for disasters going all the way back to September 11th remain unspent. While rebuilding communities isn't done overnight and takes time, at a certain point it appears that billions of dollars are simply sitting lost or forgotten about in grantee bank accounts. When put in context with the $7.4 billion Congress recently appropriated to HUD in the first relief package for Hurricane Harvey and Irma, Congress must do a better job recouping the lost money, so to speak, for future disasters. Again, disaster funds should go to those who need them most. And I am so pleased to see that it's not just the HUD OIG who recognizes that the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program needs reforms to ensure disaster funds reach disaster victims, but Secretary Carson understands these problems exist and is open to working to address them. In testimony before the full committee just weeks ago, Secretary Carson noted that some of the things done through the CDBG Disaster Recovery Program have been, in his words, questionable. Ms. Albert, I look forward to hearing your testimony and recommendations this morning. And with that, I yield back the balance of my time.